Please keep your eyes closed, please. Just remember one line. Nahi jnanena sadrusha pavitram iha vidyate. There is nothing more sacred than the knowledge itself. There, the knowledge is yourself. There is no knowledge of the self. Self itself is knowledge. When in other language, knowledge of birds, knowledge of rivers, knowledge of animals or any such thing, the knowledge and that of the object are two different things. Object becomes an object of knowledge, whereas in yourself there is no object of knowledge. You are the subject, you are the knowledge. Pure awareness, absolute, nameless, formless expanse. This is the beginningless beginning, the endless end. Any moment, the moment you close your eyes, you are as much with yourself as even when you open your eyes. With your eyes closed, you are with yourself without the perception of forms. With your eyes open, you are with yourself with forms and colors to be recognized. So you are always in meditation, as much with your sense organs open, that much with your sense organs closed. Ask yourself, are you being with yourself, effortless, instantaneous, or you are lost in the streams of thought, perceptions of all kinds, Where are you? Are you being yourself or lost in a thought, a sound, a touch, a sight, taste or smell, memory of any kind? When you are with yourself, nothing matters. Nahi jnanena sadrusha pavitram yah vidyate. There is nothing more sanctifying than the knowledge that is self, awareness that you are. Yam Brahma Varunanda Rudramaruta Stannanda Divestavahi Vedeshanga Padakramopanishadaihi Gayantiyam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyantiyam Yoginaha Yasyantam Vidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Okay, start verse number for chapter 5, please. Arjuna Vacha Sannyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaryogam Cha Shamsasi Yachreya Etayorekam Tanme Bruhi Sunischitam. Sri Bhagavanu Vache Sannyasa Karma Yogascha Nishreyasa Karabuho tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. Arjuna uvacha sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha samsasi yasreya etayorekam tanme bruhi sunischitam. Sri Bhagavanuvacha sannyasa karma yogasya nishreyasa karavuho tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. I hope you spent your time well in the last week. Understanding very clearly the importance of knowledge, jnanam, as we saw, as Bhagavan says, nahi jnanena sadrusa pavitram hi vidyate. There is nothing more sacred than the knowledge. When I say is the knowledge, must know, here the knowledge and the self, both are one and the same. Some people say, like knowledge is power. You shall come across this statement many places. Knowledge is power. Yes, but knowledge of what? Is it knowledge of the world around or the knowledge of yourself? Of course, the knowledge of the world around gives you certain power. When people are ignorant over the nature of water, fire, air, the mysteries of nature, they were vulnerable. Today, we understand the various principles, the different aspects of nature, so we know how to make best use of it. At one time, people are afraid of disease, cholera, smallpox, plague. Today they are all history. These diseases no more affect or afflict the mankind. So, you have got the power over these diseases, over many natural forces. But then, is it the ultimate mastery? Because after you win over the viruses, if I can use that word, after winning over different types of virus, different types of objects that is surrounding you, then comes the most important virus in your life. The individuality which can destroy, confuse, everything. Just see that point, you must feel that point. Individuality, as you already told you, there are viruses for the physical disease, like smallpox, AIDS, different types of, conjunctivitis, cholera, different types of virus. But for your anger, hatred, jealousy, fear, anxiety, what is the virus? If the disease at the level of the body, physical disease, as virus outside, the mental is discomfort, anger, hatred, jealousy, fear, misery, pain, inferiority complex, superiority complex, which average man goes through. Where is the virus? Individuality is the virus. Even overeating, drinking, smoking. Just please think of it. So even if you have made this world very beautiful, disease-free, you have not made it emotion-free. Understand? You have made it free from disease. Beautiful roads, beautiful house. But then drunken driving. Lovely road, lovely cars. The driver is drunk. Disease-free body. The house full of beautiful furnitures. Fridge full of lovely, nice, healthy food. Individuality can drive everything crazy. Please understand that. The focus is completely on yourself. So when you say jnanam, knowledge, the knowledge of what makes the person powerful? Is it the knowledge of the relative world or knowledge of the absolute I? The problem with the modern education and most theology is they don't accept the absolute. Already the mind has been trained to reject the possibility of infinity, absolute, all-pervasiveness, immortality, absolute happiness is completely negated. As a result, the average person doesn't have an inclination to understand this. That is why that last chapter we saw, Shraddhavan lavate jnanam. Shraddhavan jnanam lavate. The person who has Shraddha, a belief pending discovery, he alone shall get the knowledge. Whereas if you are born in a tradition, born in a society where everybody, from the day one, this idea of infinity, absolute, happiness here and now is completely dismissed, you find it extremely difficult to accept it later on because everybody listens to his own mind. And what choices we have, friends? Please think of it. What choices you have? You have to only listen to your own mind. You can't listen to other people. And when you are saying you are listening to your own mind, in reality you are listening only to other people because they have put the idea into your head. But then you delude yourself that I am listening to my mind. I am taking decision. You are not. I don't believe in absolute. I don't believe in a God. I don't believe in the truth. This disbelief, what you call as a belief, who gave you that? Did you find out for yourself what is that God which is not there? What is that truth which is not there? What is that absolute which is not there? For most people, these words are opposite to, like many languages. Like in English, you can clearly see, English language, mortality is normal. Everybody understands. Immortality is a word opposed to mortality. The person doesn't understand what immortality is. Are you getting that point, please? That is why the difficulty comes. In most languages, it is like that. Good, bad, or opposite, pair. Relative, absolute. So there is nothing called absolute. Because it's relative, there must be an absolute. But what is that absolute? It doesn't exist. Mortal, immortal. ignorant knowledge, absolute just doesn't exist. Exists as a, just like semantics, what they call, like a word, just a word. But it means nothing. You are immortal, everybody laughs at it. What nonsense. You are absolute, what are you talking? You are the happiness, what are you talking? So when mind is completely conditioned with that type of thing, that type of languages, it becomes extremely difficult to come back to yourself. You listen to your own mind. That is why, like what you call as an obsession. When you are obsessed with something, you always listen to your own mind. You don't listen to others. Why people find difficult to understand the truth? They listen to their own mind, own conviction, own thought. And it should not be questioned, because that is their little cocoon in which the little silkworm finds its shelter. It's like breaking the barrier, trying to take him out of it. It's like a prisoner who has fallen in love with his prison. The condemned criminal who has fallen in love with the cell, absolutely dark, but is there for a long time, so he loves it. Even if you want to take him away, the person is not away, is not ready to get out of it. The person listens to his own mind. Most people, 99.999 people are like that. And they do not understand that when somebody says, I don't believe in something, that disbelief was also given to them by somebody. Nihilist, atheist, even a theist. Somebody believes, somebody doesn't believe. Both are believers. In Vedanta Upanishad, there is no blind belief. It's never encouraged. That is why pariprashna. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. May you know this truth. Pranipata, by surrendering at the feet of the teacher. And then pariprashna. You have got a respect for the knowledge, but you have no respect for confusion. If the person confuses you, you challenge. If you feel confused, you challenge. Why? That is a pariprashna, paritaha prashna, from all sides, from all directions, until your question is answered. That is why the person who had knowledge, the mumukshu, desirous of liberation, mumuksha, jigyasa, jnantum ichha. That word comes a jna dhatu, which is san pratyaya. In Sanskrit, they call it san pratyaya. San pratyaya means avagati paryantam ichha. Until you know, you maintain it. Jigyasa, the desire to know, must be continued, must be maintained until you know. So there is no question of in between dropping out, slacking off. Until you know. So there is no question of, I don't want to embarrass my teacher. No, don't worry. Don't be kind to the teacher. Don't be kind. Look at Arjuna's question. So beautiful. Challenges. How do I know? Kathametad vijaniyam tvam adau proktavaniti. You are my contemporary and you said in the beginning of the creation. Whom are you cheating? Perfect. So Krishna has to prove it. So understand. Pariprashna. At the same time, Shraddhavan. I question to understand. You can question to challenge. Nothing wrong. You can question to challenge. But ultimately you must question to understand it for yourself, so that you see it very clearly as to who are you. What is yourself? Who are you? Has to be understood. That is, what is that knowledge which is pavitram? What is that knowledge which is pavitra, sacred? Because there is knowledge of a car, knowledge of a mountain, knowledge of the water. If you have the knowledge of the water, you will not drown because you know the depth. So it gives you power because it doesn't make you drown. If you know the knowledge of the crackers, dynamites and other things, you are not even blasted off because you know what it is. If you know the knowledge about the particular food, you don't want to eat that food or overeat that food or something so that you don't get diseased. So it gives you power, no doubt. But what power is that? Definitely it is power, no doubt. It's a great blessing. But you don't have the knowledge of your emotions. And the most important thing is the virus, the knowledge about yourself. And here it is not, and when though we start with, as we know, knowledge, though we start with, as we know, knowledge of the water, knowledge of the house, knowledge of the car, knowledge of the stars, knowledge of the planet, you think the knowledge of the emotions, I must have the knowledge of the self. That is how you start. Then you ultimately discover there is no knowledge of the self, knowledge is self. Atma, there is no Atma Jnana. Atma eva Jnanam. Self is knowledge. That is why there is no knowledge of the self. That knowledge which is self. Chit Swarupa, Chetana, awareness. That indeed is myself, that is the Pavitram. And to know that, what should you do? Nothing. You cannot do anything whatsoever. This is where the question now arises. We shall see. So when you know this truth, jnana, sina, by this knowledge of the sword of this knowledge, cutting this ignorance from the heart, chittu, tasmad ajnana sambhutam, rutstam jnanasinatmanah, chitvenam sansayam yogam atishta uttishta bharata. The last verse where he said that, yogam atishta uttishta. May you do the yoga. How? Jnanasina, by the sword of the knowledge. Rutstam ajnana sambhutam sansayam chitva. Completely destroying sansayam, complete sansaya, doubt. Doubt about yourself, completely given it up. Sansayam chitva, by the sword of knowledge, may you, yogamatishta, live with the right attitude in life. Therefore, hey Arjuna, uttishta, get up. Is very much necessary. Yesterday somebody was telling me a joke when we were traveling. See, there was one fellow, this self-knowledge is absolutely, it's a hilarious joke. You must always take it like that. The absolute bliss cannot be difficult. The path and goal both are hilarious, beautiful, entertaining, happy, because journey to happiness, if you say journey, if you can say that, the traveling to the happiness also is not a painful affair. The journey is excellent, destination also is excellent. That is why change your attitude. Don't be too serious, don't destroy yourself. Very, very important. The more you appreciate, the more open you become. Absolutely open. It's like a loosening. If your mind is knotted up like a rope, your mind is knotted up like a thread. Sometimes thread, you see, knotted up thread, how comfortable it is. You pull one, the other one goes. Then after some time, finished. You don't know, then you throw it and go. So some minds are like that, totally knotted minds. It's very, very difficult. Anywhere they go, they meet a knot. Whatever they think, they meet a knot. Whereas if you are a person totally loosened out, you can just, how big is the thread? Infinity. How much can you swing? Oh, don't talk about it. That type of thing. So it must be a beautiful thing. Anyway, so these two people, they were, a man was, Sardar was traveling in a train. He was sitting down in the thing, but he has taken one peg. Little opium, little something he has taken. So he was sleeping, almost feeling sleepy. Then he gave the porter, he said, look, 1 hour the train is going to be delayed. Suppose I sleep off, I'll miss the train. You do one thing, you put me in the, I am giving you 100 rupees, you put me in the train. The fellow said, yes, I'll do that. Then he fell asleep. After 5-10 minutes, he really fell asleep. This fellow was a naughty fellow. He called a barber. complete, given him a shave. And then pushed him into, of course, put him in the train. Morning is, when he gets up, first he says, he's in the train. So very comfortable. Appa, I'm in the train, I'm not in the platform, I'm in the train. Very comfortable. Then he touches it. Hi? Kya hua? Daddy? Ha? Because they usually, Sardar, they will touch their head in the morning first. And then touch this. Oh, kya hua? Oh, the fellow is a rascal. He was paid for somebody and putting up somebody else in the train. So just because the hairs are removed, the person changes? Your roles are taken away. Do you change? Ask yourself a question. As simple as that. This is Vedanta. Don't say only Brahman is Vedanta. This is Vedanta. What is Vedanta? If you remove the role, the truth, no. Do you understand this? If you don't understand this joke, you have not understood anything. Don't worry. If you Sanskritize it, it will be 10th man story. Truth is not dependent on a language. Don't be language dependent. Concept dependent. That is where scholarship comes and kills, takes away the very simplicity of life. Like other day I was meeting a person, I was destroyed because this child is now highly educated. He is a postgraduate, MA, PhD. His father is not highly educated. This person was ashamed to accept that person as a father, because he thinks the father is not educated. I hit on his head. I said, hit on his head. You understand what I'm talking. I said, look son, that person is your father. Fathers are not rich. Fathers are not educated. An educated person may be your father, but the father need not be educated. Are you getting that point, please? An educated person may be your father, but to be a father, he need not be educated. A rich person may be your brother, but to be a brother, he doesn't have to be rich. Today the whole thing has gone. Rich husband, beautiful wife. Is a wife, happens to be beautiful. Husband happens to be rich. But if you put this cart before the horse, you destroy the life. And what shall I say? The entire society is confused. With the personal relationship has gone down the drain. It is no more my father. A simple relationship. No more my father, no more my brother, no more my husband, no more my wife. Even religious field, guru means a celebrated personality must be there. Hey, when you are drowning in a river, will you wait for an Olympic gold medalist to come and save you? You are drowning. So the person comes, swims to you and said, I shall protect. Come on, give me your hand. You ask, did you win the Olympic gold? 7 gold? No. Go. Why? Because I must be rescued by this celebrity swimmer. You understand? The personal relationship is going down the drain. Riches covering it. Achievements covering it. Just a man, a woman. You are a person. Why people are killing each other? Killing themselves. What? I want to keep myself young. Why? Because if I don't look like that, the person will not hate me. He will hate me. If I don't have money, the person will hate me. So kill yourself to make money. If I don't have the car, the person will not like me. If I don't have this, the person will not like me. So you kill yourself. At the end of the day, you are killed both ways. Because the person who loves you for your wealth, the person who loves you for your beauty or something, Anyway, the person will move on. When your wealth is gone, your beauty is gone. Whole life you struggled for nothing. That is why this knowledge. The knowledge of yourself, where there is no knowledge of the self. Jnana, when I say pavitra, please understand, the self is the knowledge of the self. Knowledge that is self. That is why absolutely pavitra. That is, nothing can cover it. Nothing can ever cover it. Just like your body. Just because it is covered with the dadi and beard and this hair and other things, the body doesn't become something else. You can cover with a three-piece suit. The body is body underneath. Under any dress, you are just a body. Same thing also, under any role, under any type of identity, you are yourself. So ask yourself question every moment in life. Are you unconsciously finding importance because of a role? It's very, very important. If you do not keep yourself completely under a scanner, every moment you shall commit crimes. You will make mistakes. You must be under the scanner all the time. Keeping yourself under the scanner. What am I doing? What is the particular role that I am taking? Am I forgetting myself? If you do not do that, you will create lovely mess for yourself as well as for others. Because you can't escape being in a society. So, jnanena sadrusa pavitram. Understand? This is knowledge about yourself. And to know that, what should I do? Nothing. So Krishna says now, you cannot do anything. Knowledge, jnanam, knowledge of yourself. Then he says, karmana eva sansiddhim astita janakadaya, in the same chapter. Hey Arjuna, karmana eva sansiddhim astita, Janaka and other kings, they gained the siddhi by karmana, by action. Now Arjuna is confused. You are telling knowledge is wonderful, then you say by action also people have got it. Now what is that? Are you praising the, shall I completely dedicate myself to this knowledge or shall I do this karma? Very beautiful question we shall see now. Arjuna asked the question. I'll explain it a little more. Beautiful it will come. Arjuna says, oh Lord, sannyasam, hey Krishna, sannyasam karmanam samsasi, punar yogam cha samsasi. Samsasi, you are praising, appreciating, highlighting. Sannyasam, jnana lakshanam. Karma, okay, first, karma sannyas. You are talking about giving up the karma. Why? Please appreciate. This is the most dangerous interpretation of Vedanta. You will see now. This is the most dangerous part. Why some of the Vedantins or most of the people who do not understand Vedanta become perverts, total perverts. Because this is the reason. When Shastra says, knowledge alone will solve the problem, jnanadhyeva kaivalyam, it's not a fanatic statement. It's a statement of fact. For the 10th man to be 10th man, you cannot do anything. Listen carefully. For the 10th man to be 10th man, you cannot do anything. If the 10th man starts searching for the 10th man, in the search he denies he is the 10th man. Standing on the ashram, if you are looking for the ashram, you deny that you are in the ashram. With your mala on your neck, if you are looking for the mala, the necklace or the garland, you deny that you are the owner of the mala. If you are the happiness and you are looking for happiness, in your very search you deny that you are the happiness. Because ignorance creates the distance, therefore knowledge. I hope you understand it clearly. Now this can be misunderstood as, since knowledge is important, so the next statement is, no, listen carefully, no karma shall help for the 10th man to know the 10th man. Logically right? Therefore, the person says, karma is useless. That becomes a dangerous conclusion. For the 10th man to be 10th man, karma is not essential. But you cannot give up the karma. Why? For sustenance you need karma. So this is where it must get into the skull. If it doesn't get in the skull, drill it and push it. It needs to be drilled, or else you will be a pervert. Because you shall be going on telling knowledge, 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 knowledge. And then what happens? You become a real loudspeaker, repeating wonderful theories, but in your life there shall be no fragrance at all. Why is it so? Please appreciate. Because if you understand, long before you are aware of yourself, that jnana, that knowledge will help me to know by myself, already in search of myself, I have done so many activities. I have heard, seen, tasted, touched, smelt, so many experiences I have done, I have undergone in order to get happiness. Long before I know I am the happiness, I have already repeated, gone through sensation of million kinds, heard and heard any number of music, touched and touched so many things, tasted and tasted so many things, seen and seen so many objects, smelt so many things, related with so many people, all in search of happiness. You know, that whole range of experiences, memories now in your head. And every one of them connecting to happiness. When I heard that music, it was so nice. When I touched that, it was so good. When I smelled it, it was so divine. When I saw something, when I tasted that food, oh, it's so good. Nobody says that time, when I touched that, I was with myself. That language you have not yet learnt. So continuously you have repeated that when I ate that, it was so good. When I touched it, it was so nice. When I saw something or somebody, it was so wonderful. I tasted that food, oof. I related to this boy or a girl, man or woman, it was so nice. Nobody says that time I was with myself. Are you getting that point, please? So this has been dinned into your head. By what? Karma. Only my action. Physical action or speech. People find pleasure in speaking. You know that? Do you understand that point? You find pleasure in speaking. That is why people talk non-stop. As I told you, verbal diarrhea. The person cannot stop talking. Non-stop. Non-stop. Why? There is a pleasure. What is the pleasure? Just like in seeing something, you escape your mind. While touching something or somebody or listening to the music, you escape your mind. While continuously talking, you are escaping many emotions inside. Why people go on talking? Because there are so many things that are challenging them, disturbing them. But if they are going on talking with a friend, time pass ho jata hai. Time somehow passes. Escaping. Talking is an escaping. That is why I have told you. And please follow it now. Until you come to class, do not talk. Even don't go to ask somebody, say, can you give me a glass of water? No. If you are coming to chanting class, chant. After that, all by gesture. Pick it up and go. That also is a type of talk, but don't talk. During the day also, as time passes, years have passed, already months have passed for you. So you make your own little discipline. Look at your reaction level. How quickly you are reacting. How quickly. Very, very important, you must see that. Very, very important. It is one thing to be absolutely conscious, and another thing to be absolutely reacting. To be conscious, you are absolutely conscious. You know what is coming. But not knowing and reacting, shouting, fighting, kicking, doing anything for that matter, must know for yourself. So it has been there for a long, long time. I heard, I saw, I touched, I smelled, and the whole mind is full of those memories. And then suddenly somebody says, you did not do anything to be happy. So you feel very comfortable. Abba, I don't have to do anything. I am the happiness itself. This I am the happiness itself is a tiny whisper in the roaring sea of memory. Inside that roaring sea, ocean of memory, is just a tiny whisper. It's a gentle breeze within the massive typhoon of memory. So feel very comfortable, but very soon overtaken by your memory. The person cannot believe. Understand? That is why the person cannot believe. Feels very comfortable. Abba, I don't have to do anything. And why so? So the person feels very comfortable. What is the discipline? Why should I do puja? Why should I do chanting? Why should I get up in the morning? Why? Brahman. Hayyo. It's a pure disaster movie. It's a pure disaster. We are logically very strong, To be myself, to be happiness, what should I do? True. What should I do? Nothing. Therefore, what should I do? Sleep. To be happy, what should I do? Nothing. So you fall in love with doing nothing. And other people should do everything for you. This is where you become a parasite. A totally useless fellow. I should not do anything. Why? Happy, Happy. I'm sitting there. I'm happiness, you are happiness. But you cook, I eat. Wonderful. Wonderful. Please appreciate. It becomes very dangerous. You see that language, I am not talking, You'll see. Karmanam sannyasam sansasi. Because Arjuna, this is what Arjuna asking is the confusion of millions of people. Karma yoga is sansasi. You are telling karma is useless. So take sannyas. Sannyasa jnana lakshana, we shall see. So karma is useless, so give up karma. Then you say, do karma yoga. What is this? How does it come together? Because to be yourself, listen, to be yourself, you need not do anything. Therefore, do. What? What type of therefore? To be happy, you cannot do anything. Therefore, act. Wow, what logic. Think of it. So Arjuna asked this question. Why? Because it's a very, very important aspect. Karmanam, a sannyasam, karmanam, Krishna, hey Krishna, karmanam sannyasam samsasi. You are pledging that every action must be given up. Not that Krishna is praising that. No Guru praises that. Guru, tradition, teacher, scripture emphasizes knowledge. The ordinary person takes it up as a karma sannyas. Giving up every action. Because shall I say know yourself or shall I say don't do anything? If you don't do anything, will you get knowledge? You understand the interpretation? It's an interpretation of a lazy mind. The scripture says, the teacher says, get the knowledge. And to know yourself, you cannot do anything. That's perfect. But the person understands, you don't have to do anything to know yourself. So he starts with doing nothing. But can you stop doing anything? Number one, you cannot stop doing anything because to keep yourself alive, you must do something. Number two, your memories will push you to action. You understand the massive revolution inside. It's like a churning inside. That is why people who simply sit down for meditation, simply sit down looking at a wall, they go through hell. So you have paid money for your food to be taken care of. So that side is taken care of. But what about your memories? What do you do with that memories? That is why karma yoga is absolutely necessary. And there shall be no karma yoga without the karma. Where are you getting that? What is karma yoga? Karma phala tyaga, not karma tyaga. The karma yoga is accepting the result of action. See, two things you can see. Just see the word, how it can confuse you. Please watch it. Karma phala tyaga. Accepting the result of action is one thing, sacrificing the result of action is another thing. If you say accepting the result as it is more positive. When you say sacrifice the result of action, oh, how do I sacrifice the result of action? I mean, as though you have nothing to do with the result of action. You can't say you have nothing to do with the result of action. Can you say you have nothing to do with the result of action? After doing something, when the result comes, can you say I have nothing to do with it? You initiate the problem, then you say I have nothing to do with the problem. You set the fire, when the house is on fire, then you say I have nothing to do with it. Whoa. No, when the result comes, you have to accept the result as it is. Why? Because my happiness does not depend upon the result of action. And why did I act? For keeping myself going. Action for action's sake. Yuddhaya ujjasya. Remember. So people can misunderstand. Karmanam sannyasam. Hey Krishna, he did not do that. Arjuna understand. That is how the misunderstanding of a student can take place. Misunderstanding of a student is, when the teacher says you must know yourself, the misunderstanding is giving up the action. Are you getting that? To be yourself, you be yourself, you know yourself. And immediately the person say, since I have to be interested in knowing myself, why should I meditate? Why should I do sadhana? Why should I sing? Why should I chant? Why should I do it? Acha, if you are asking, why should you chant? Why should you fast? Why should you sing? Why should you go around the hill? Or why should you write the notes or contemplate? Then why don't you ask, since happiness is myself, why should I eat? Why should I sleep? Why don't you say that part of it? Then it will be nice. It is so crafty, understand. It is so crafty, the individuality is so crafty, whichever it likes, it will follow. Context, understand context. In what context what is told, you have to be very, very clearly understand, or else you will be confused. One fellow, one day, he met with an accident. Okay, one person met with an accident. Then there is an insurance case. In the insurance case, the lawyers are very, like hawks. They will try to save money for the insurance company. Then he says, sir, when you met with an accident, did you say you are not, did you or did you not say you are not hot? When you met with an accident, did you say or did you not say that I was not hurt. He said, I did say I was not hurt. So, Honorable Justice, immediately, Your Honor, here is your case. Because that fellow, when he met with an accident, he himself has admitted, I was not hurt. Then the judge said, do you have anything to say? He said, yes. He said, sir, you must understand the context. Circumstances on which I told. Yes, go ahead. I was going on my horse. Flat land. I am riding the horse. Very leisurely hanging around because it's a countryside. Now suddenly this man comes in a car and hits the horse. Next thing I see, I am on the flat, my legs are up. The horse is flat, the horse's legs are up. And then this man, of course, stops the car and comes out. And then he sees that the horse is hurt. So he goes to the car, brings a gun, and shoots the horse. Because when the horse is wounded, you have to make it sleep. You have to. So sleep. He hurt. So he shoots the horse. Then he asks me, are you hurt? What answer shall you give? Huh? What answer shall you give? Will you say yes? Context. So important. So because he said he is not hurt at that time, that does not mean no insurance. Eh? What nonsense. Please. Context. Knowledge or action. For being yourself, knowledge. So know yourself. Knowing yourself does not mean dismissing the action. That is what the biggest mistake is committed. Big argument also. Karma is superior, jnana is superior. Ayyo. Don't do that. Why? Because long before you are looking for happiness in yourself, already, how many years? 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years of life. Seeking happiness. In that process, listen carefully, not only secular obsessions you have picked up, but also religious obsessions. Chanting to be happy, meditating to be happy, breathing to be happy, singing to be happy, starving to be happy, burying myself underground to be happy, looking at the world to be happy, walking all over the world to be happy, becoming wanderlust also. Traveling from guru to guru, god to gods, rivers to rivers. All pleasure. Just like for happiness sake, you have gone round different parts of the world. I went to South America, I went to North America, I went to Australia, I went to Europe. So also for this knowledge, I have gone to that person, this person, that person. So how does it make it? So what? Did you get it? No. So long before you find yourself, already so many memories you have already picked up. Now suddenly when you say, I am the happiness, don't have to do anything, that's perfect. But the whole range of memories exist there. Sensations haunt you. Haunt you. Don't underestimate it. You underestimate it, you shall be buried under an avalanche. It's like a landslide. With one thought, one emotion, you don't understand. Only when you are buried, that is the time you will be groaning, that is the time you will understand. One thought can drive you crazy. One emotion can drive your life upside down, complete upside down. Understand? So when Arjuna says this is the misunderstanding, usually people, karmanam, as though jnana means karma sannyas. Then karma yoga sansasi, Oh Lord, you are telling us karma, we shall see that. Yasreya ekayorekam. Yatsreya etayoho ekam. Between the two, yatsre, that which is the best. Tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Please tell me. Sunishchitam bruhi. Definitely, without any doubt, confusion, please tell me. Not that Krishna has not told. He has told it very clearly. But Arjuna is confused. Many people say, Swamiji, nowadays your lectures are becoming very nice. Hey, my lectures are always the same. Your clarity is going up. It's not that the lectures are becoming the same fellow talking same thing. The same Upanishads you are doing, but you had never understanding. So now your understanding becoming more and more. They say, so many things were there in the book, I never know. That's what it is. Not that the books, new things are there. The book, same thing is there. So Krishna is not confusing Arjuna, but he has that confusion. Okay, which one is right? Yasreya, between the two. Do you know why this question arises? You want to understand simple psychology? Nothing like giving up all action. If I can say, suppose Krishna say, you don't have to do anything. That's what I wanted. So what shall I do? Sleep. Why? Happiness. This is what many people end up like that. You see in this cloth, go into the world and see on this ochre cloth, under this ochre cloth, lazy bones. Absolute lazy bones, but demanding high dignity, high respect. Why? Oh boy, you don't touch them, you don't give them the respect, they will get so angry. That is why, have you seen more angry people than sadhus? Durvasa. Durvasa is the ultimate in anger, Durvasa was a sage. Durvasa was a sage. But angriest. Why his name? Durvasana. Durvasa means Durvasana. But the wrong conditionings are inside, full. You can know, but at the same time, you have got all the wrong conditionings inside. Huge expectations all over. It's very, very difficult to manage. But the followers will say what? He is getting angry for our good. How comfortable, how comfortable. When you go to Jagannath Puri temple, anytime by chance you visit, they have got a stick. This priest will have a stick. And the sides are all broken up, so that it doesn't, but they'll hit you also. They hit you, and you have to get paisa also. You have to give money also, dakshina also. So get beaten and give money also. Nothing like it. If that is your blessing, it's not that they hit you hard. That thing is there, that is supposed to be takes your papa away. So this fellow is hitting. What a lovely life. You sit down the whole day doing nothing, go on hitting people with the stick, and then get money for that also. Oh boy. How nice. People ask this question because they don't want to do anything. Karmanam, sannyas. So, what are you doing these days? Meditating. Only during food, open my mouth. Or gossip. Disaster movie, Please, for God's sake, watch out. Okay, so when you say, Tanme, Bruhisinichitam, please tell me, which one is that? Beautiful Krishna says, so cute. Bhagavan Vach. Sannyasa karmayogascha nisreyasa karau ubhau. Karma sannyas, listen carefully. Karma sannyasa, karma yoga, nisreyasa karau ubhau. Ubhau, both. Karma sannyas, renunciation of action, as well as karma yoga. Both are nisreyasa karau. Both are a great blessing which leads you to nishreyasa, shreyasa, moksham kurvanti. They bring you nishreyas, moksha, liberation, freedom. Both will help you in getting it. If you are a person, please listen carefully, give your full attention to this statement, please. Karma sannyas is absolutely wonderful. You don't have to do anything whatsoever if your mind is totally ready for the knowledge. Yet thought should not push you into activity. Karma sannyas, no problem. You are a right student. When I say study, study. Meditate, sit down quietly for half an hour, half an hour. But suppose you are a person, in that half an hour, Swamiji asked me to sit for half an hour for study, and one cup juice will be nice. What about go for a tea? Oh, why is sitting down here? Just go there and simply shake legs. Why folding the legs and sitting down? Restlessness. I am not telling you a joke. Look at your own mind. This vichara, jnana vichara, is absolutely wonderful. If you give up all karma, if you give up means what? You should not give up. You must be, your disposition is such, it doesn't push you into any activity. That I must read this, I must talk to this, I must see this, I must hear this, I must taste this, I must smell this. No such, it doesn't push you. Then sit down and do the vichara. Hours. Wonderful. I am not telling jokes, plain. When I was also studying, believe me, I never crossed that gate of the ashram. Never crossed that gate. When I say 2 years, 2 years. Never crossed that gate. Why? Lucky I didn't have a habit of any tea, coffee or anything. And going to market and people will go to market to Bombay. Some fellows are so stupid, they'll jump the barbed wire fence, lift it like that and go through, go to the nearby little shop and sit down on the tea stall and have a conversation with the tea stall owner. I'm not telling you a joke. I'm not either undermining them. It's not like that. What I'm talking is human minds. They'll do. Then you go to somebody's room, sit down there and talk. About what? About that person, this person. What does it mean? It shows the restlessness inside. The person he thinks, he is Jnana Marga. He is in Jnana Marga now. Yes, the Jnana Marga, this knowledge will be beautiful if your thoughts don't push you into activity. If your thoughts are pushing you, you watch out. Yes, or else you have to continuously fight with yourself. That you stop, close yourself in your room and study for 2 days, 3 days. Don't meet anybody. You can come out for food time. Hello, how are you? No problem. Just minimum. How are you? That much. No gossip, no other thing. Jnana Yoga, no problem. Pure knowledge. But suppose it pushes you into something, you better watch out. They jump the gate, jump the wall, go somewhere. The room will be full of things. Why? But everything I want. Just think. So such a person, simple karma sannyas will not do. But suppose you are really prepared mentally, your thoughts don't push you. Karma sannyas, excellent. Why? Why unnecessary doing anything? I am busy studying, thinking about myself, contemplating, studying, bas, anything else. So karma sannyas. Or it happens, you don't have to do it. When you are studying, are you getting that? When more and more you are interested in study, other things you don't have to do it. It automatically happens. Nobody need to tell you, don't do this, don't go there, why are you doing this? Nobody need to tell you, because you are so sensitive. Long before somebody asks you, you already do it. I was telling, one day, our Swamiji, Bada Swamiji, our Swami Chinmayananji, one day he was coming from Bombay, driving past, and he saw some of the brahmacharis in the park. They have gone to park. And he was the because sort of when you take responsibility, do so many things, naturally you don't want all the fruit of your labor to be squandered like this. So you come here, you simply eat and waste your time. So he comes back, and that class that day was a full fusillade. AK-47, he was, if I against you in that cesspool of sensuality, the gate is wide open both the ways. You're going to get in as well as get out. Swami Bhada Swami, he was like that. And these fellows who had gone there, they got bullets on their heart. And after the class, you should see the reaction. 8 to 10 of the brahmacharis, Swamiji should not talk like that. Why is he talking like that? Can you believe? Guru mapi dhik karoti. This thought I was telling you, Guru mapi dhik karoti. Even to teacher they shall become angry. Why? Because they have their obsessions, that obsessions are not fulfilled. Expectations are not fulfilled. Therefore the Guru is a rascal. That is what known as the obsession. Guru mapi dhik karoti. So angry they become. Then naturally they want to create a group now. They want to form a group of people who should go and talk to Swamiji. Now, how can Swamiji talk like that? So the fellow, one of the jokers, comes to me and says, Swamiji, how Swamiji can talk? I say, so? He is the one who is working his own back off. How much struggle? He pays. He does everything. If he says something, is it wrong? If he doesn't say, who else will say? First thing, did you go? Did you go? The fellow said, I said, I didn't feel it. How does it, for me it was a joke. I was laughing because of the language, the anger. You see the angry man, the Swami, wise man, and he's so upset and beautiful language, I say, woo. I enjoyed the whole joke, the whole thing. Why are you getting upset? Did you go? When I charged him, he said, yes. I said, then if you go, it's meant for you. Don't go. Don't say, he should not say. You should not go. Which one you should do? Should he not speak or should you not go? Are you getting that point, please? The restless fellow demands that nobody should point out their mistake. I must commit my mistake, I must commit mistake, but nobody must point it out to me. Oh, I see. So you have a right to commit mistake, but nobody has right to point it out. How great. One thought can drive you crazy. One thought. Let's say in one thought you are in, another thought you are out. It goes, just one thought, one situation. But suppose no thoughts push you, because your focus is me, self-knowledge. I am interested in my... What is happening? I am not interested. Oh, there is a hole in the room, let it be. There is no hole in my head, that's enough. Oh, the food is not available, who cares? I am happy with myself. I am not come here for food festival. A dress is not available, who cares? One piece of there, no? One piece to cover at a time, that's enough. Focus is on myself. Then jnana. Automatically karma sannyas takes place. You don't have to do anything. That is talked about. But suppose something is pushing you, then karma yogasya, you have to do the karma yoga. What is that karma yoga? See, that's what he says. Tayostu, underline the second line. Tayostu, between the two, karma yoga and karma sannyasa, between the two, karma sannyasat karma yoga vishishyate. Kevala karma sannyasat karma yoga vishishyate. Karma yoga becomes superior to karma sannyasa. So the person who simply gives karma sannyas is a total waste. Kevala karma sannyasat. Please see that language is used, but some people, they create karma sannyasi. You understand? There is nothing called karma sannyasi. Sannyasa means, understand, sannyasa means karma sannyas. But karma sannyasi is a waste, because, understand, kevala karma sannyasat, by simply, better than simply giving up the action, karma yoga vishishyate, karma yoga. Doing better than simply giving up the action, it is better to do the action with the right attitude. Because if you give up, listen carefully, if you give up the action, you don't give up the thought behind the action. That is the psychology. When you give up the action, you may not be acting, but that doesn't prevent you from thinking. What did he say earlier? Karmendriyani sanyamya yaste manasasmaran indriyarthan vimudatma mithyachara savachita. Who is a hypocrite? Sitting down, karmendriyani, sitting down, sense organs of action intact, manasasmaran aste. But spinning in the head, the fellow is sitting down. Mithyachara, a hypocrite. So that is what you become. Karma sannyasi means becomes a hypocrite. Because you are not doing any, physically you are not getting involved, but mentally you are spinning. Your mind is going on thinking about it. So, kevala karma sannyasat karma yoga vishishyate. Are you getting that principle? The karma yoga is better because in the karma yoga, you get a chance to express your thought into action. When you express your thought into action, mind is released. And because of your karma phala, acceptance of result, as it is, you don't react. Therefore, mind is beautiful. That prepares you to get this knowledge. Therefore, he says, so karma sannyasat, karma yoga vishishyate. Whereas when you say talk jnana, the knowledge, when you say in the knowledge of yourself, action is not needed. To know yourself, no action is needed. That's a different point altogether. To be myself, no action is needed. True. To sustain myself, action is needed. To counteract my thoughts, action is needed. To be myself, right. So now ask yourself the question, where are you? Are you comfortable with being with yourself? Yes, then you choose. To such a person you can't say anything. Are you comfortable being with yourself? Yeah, then you choose. To do or not to do, that's your choice. Why are you asking? You are comfortable both. Need not do any action? Yes. Do right action with right attitude? Yes. Both you are comfortable because you are happy with yourself. That is why such a person absolutely comfortable in any zone. There are no restricted zones for the wise man. No restricted zone. Every zone is excellent. Act? Yes. Don't act? Yes. Be happy with yourself? Already. But you must do something? Yes. What's wrong? No, you should not do. Okay, not do. You even to talk about it is such a pleasure. You must see it. Okay? So, but do not ever equate simply karma sannyas as the knowledge. You might have given up your karma, that is why with a ritual you give up karma, you become a sannyasi. No wisdom. What a headache. Na idhar ki, na udhar ki. Na ghar ki, na bahar ki. Neither you are here nor you are there. You have given up the action, but crazy for everything. Knowledge has not come. That is where the fellow becomes, total charlatans, hypocrites, useless. So, then he now explains. We shall see in the afternoon. Who is that person? Who is a sannyasi? Read. Gyeyas nitya sannyasi yona dveshti na kankshati nirdvando hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Fantastic. We'll see it in the afternoon. Okay? It's very beautiful. Just we'll go a little faster, but just see this. I hope you clearly appreciate. If you do not, maybe this evening we'll have a question answer session. Okay? We'll meet because a long time we have not seen. After your dinner, we'll have a question answer session, but bring your questions. Talk your questions. Ask some questions if you have doubt. Don't have any doubt, that's a different thing altogether. But if you have any, feel free to ask questions on any subject covered so far. Feel free. Okay? Right. Close your eyes.